Good morning, remote learners. How are you today? We are going to go over our film vocabulary notes. So you need to look on your assignment sheet, and it says film vocabulary. See that? Ta-da! And those are the notes we're going to go over. It shouldn't take you too long. You don't have to print them out. You can just type them in your form, or just be aware of them. You can take notes on your own paper. This is not something you'll ever turn in, but it might appear on a quiz someday. So make sure that you have it. And of course, in theater, all quizzes are open note. So don't stress over that too much. Just make sure that you take some notes and you jot some things down. Okay, when you are making a film, the first thing that you want to worry about is continuity. Continuity is the illusion that time and space are together, because they might film a little bit here and then they might film a little bit here. They might film from different angles, all that kind of stuff. But the important thing is that everything looks the same. So if they film a scene and then all of a sudden 3 days later or 3 weeks later they decide to add something different to it, then they have to put the actor back in costume. They have to get the hair the same. Everything has to be the exact same. The set has to be the same. So there's a lot of that's called continuity. They want it to look all the same. So your notes are: continuity is creating the illusion of continuous time and space. This is when you notice things like props in the wrong hands, costume changes, etc., because parts of the scene were filmed at different times and then edited together. This is monitored very closely by here's your vocabulary word, the script supervisor. That is that person's job, is just to follow the script and to make sure that everything is consistent, and to make sure that the hair is the same, the props are the same, that if someone's drinking with this hand the first time they film it, when they go back and film again, they need to be drinking with this hand and not with this hand. As you watch film, and as you watch especially TV shows, is really where you really can catch it. You will be able to see a lot of mistakes in continuity. One of my favorite musicals right now is Hamilton. In fact, this is today's mask that I'm wearing. Oh, it's upside down. Talk less, smile more, because that's what they say in Hamilton. And there's a lot of, because it was filmed over a 4-day period, I think they did 6 different performances that they filmed it on. There are some mistakes in continuity. Okay, and that is what we call matching action. Matching action is an important job for the actor. In matching action, the actor must remember the exact same actions over and over again as the scene is filmed from different angles. Okay, angles is that first blank. Failure to match action results in a failure of continuity. So again, if they're drinking from this hand and then they're like, okay, we're going to film it again from a different angle, then they drink from this hand, there's no continuity. Okay, they don't have the matching action. So again, as you're watching stuff, look for matching action. It's kind of fun to catch it. Sometimes you can look on YouTube and they have whole times when things were inconsistent and when things disappeared in movies and things like that. Like 1 minute they're holding the drink, the next time you see it, this drink is orange instead of pink, or little things like that. Okay, let's go down to the actual filming itself. Coverage. Coverage refers exactly how a scene is going to be filmed and the location of the cameras. So are we going to have a camera here in front? Are we going to have a camera here in the back? Are we going to go from the sides? That's coverage. And you want to make sure that your actors and your performers are very well covered. They're fully covered. The types of shots or coverage are establishing shot, or an ES. So when they are preparing the script or preparing what they're doing, they're like, okay, we have an ES of a school building. Okay, this is usually an exterior to show a specific location for a film. Example is a schoolyard or front of a building. So you know how sometimes they'll show, okay, this is the front of the school. Then the next shot will be inside the hallway. Then the next shot will be in the classroom. Those are establishing shots moving inward to show you where exactly the scene is going to take place. So that is an establishing shot. A master shot, this is critical, and this is what you do after the establishing shot. This is the room the movement takes place in during the piece. This is not a close-up of the actors, but of the space as a whole. So again, we don't have people yet. I mean, there might be some random extra people walking around, but we don't have our main characters yet, because we're establishing shots, we're doing the master shot. Okay, there's also such a thing as a wide shot, and a wide shot will cover the whole set, like it's huge. So sometimes if say you're watching a film and they are in a gym, the wide shot will be the whole gym, and then they'll start focusing on the actors and the people that you're most concerned with. Okay. Tracking shot or dolly shot. Okay, this is my favorite because this is when they lay down tracks and they have something on wheels and they roll around. And as they're rolling around, they are filming. So it's when you see people walking and they're walking down the street and it looks real normal. There's somebody in front of them that is making the tracking, or on a dolly or doing whatever, and the camera's pulling as they're walking, the camera's following them, or leading them, I guess. Leading them is probably more appropriate. Two shot. A two shot is when there's two people in the film. Super easy in that scene. Over the shoulder. Okay, again, it's exactly what it sounds. This is, I'm going to put my notes up so I don't have to look down. This is a shot done from behind one of the actors, basically over the shoulder. Often a double may be used for the shoulder. Okay, so if you are going to, I'm going to try something. Okay, we're going to do an over the shoulder shot. Okay, see this poster, this thing on the board behind me on the wall? Okay, when I turn around and you see it now, if you're focusing on that, that's an over the shoulder shot because it's over my shoulder. And you don't necessarily have to pay the actors to be there that day because that's when you can use a double or stand-in. So sometimes stand-ins or doubles are used for over-the-shoulder shot. And I was watching something recently about, I don't know, the making of a TV show or something. And they had the double for the actress. And the actress she was a larger woman. You know, I like me some larger women. And they had her, the double had her shirt on, but it had like a bar in the back to hold out the shoulders so she would look wider so that she could actually be the size of the woman that she was being, because she was a slight, thin, slim girl. Okay, a cowboy shot. This is funny because it's just like you picture a cowboy. It's the actor from the top of the head to the bottom of the knees. Because, you know, if you see a cowboy on a horse, that's what you see, the top of the head to their knees. So it's called a cowboy shot. And it's probably one of the most common shots, I think. It's one of the ones I see a lot. Medium shot is from above the waist, okay? So that's medium, above the waist. Think of it from your middle up. Medium, middle, okay? Kind of all goes together. That's a medium shot. A close-up is a head and shoulders. So like right now, you're getting a close-up of me, okay? Because you're getting my head. Oh, here. You're getting my head. You're getting some shoulders. Now, an extreme close-up, that's an extreme close-up of my eye. Do you see? And it can be like I'm thinking, ooh, okay? That is an extreme close-up. Do you like my use of the selfie stick? I'm so technologically advanced, it's not even funny. Okay, now let's go to the actors and specific actors and what they are called. Okay, you have your first team and your second team. And basically the first team are actors with lines, and they actually say something. So in that blank is lines. So actors with lines are part of the first team. Extras and actors without lines are part of the second team. So there's some things that they shoot first team and some things that they shoot second team, because you don't always have to have all the extras around. Stand-ins, okay, the second team members fill in for the actors during technical setup. So again, this is what we're talking about. It's not really a body double, but it's somebody who's close in size who can stand in. So if I had a stand-in, they would have my color hair, my color eyes, they'd be wearing glasses, and they'd probably put them in whatever color shirt I'm wearing. Not the exact same shirt, but just enough so that then when they're setting up the camera angles, they can make sure, and the lighting, they can make sure everything's going to work for me, so that then the actor that they pay more only has to come in for a couple of minutes, and it's not that bad. It saves them a lot of money. Craft services. These are caterers who bring the food. There's always a lot of food on set. As soon as you get there, one of the first things you do is you eat breakfast, because it's going to be a long day, and so you want to make sure that you start out having eaten some yummy food. Call sheet. This contains the schedule and other information. It'll say like not only the schedule, but where things are located, who's called, first team, second team, specific actors. It's very important to get one of these from the second assistant director. So those three blanks are second assistant director. So when you arrive on set, you go into your dressing room. We'll talk about this later, but you go into your dressing room or your trailer, and usually your call sheet is sitting there. If it's not, then you ask for it. And the second assistant director, that's who greets you and who takes you to your room. So they will find you a call sheet. Your costume is also in there ready to go. So that's kind of fun, because you're just like, ooh, I'm going to wear this today. And I can only imagine some diva actresses and how they respond to when they see their costume and what they want to wear and what they don't want to wear. MOW means make your own way. Okay, this is part of the acting contract. So in that blank is contract that lets the actor know transportation will be provided. So if you get an MOW, or if it says MOW, that means you do not have transportation. So if, let's say we're in Sealy, but you're filming in San Philip. Okay, if you get an MOW, that means you have to make your own way to San Philip. You have to find your way there, drive yourself, get your mama to take you, whatever. If it says transportation provided, or bus leaves at 4, or limo available, then you don't have to MOW, and you're fancy. You want to be fancy. Dailies are basically everything that was filmed that day. So at the end of the day, the actors all leave, but then the production crew, especially the producer and the director, they will often sit and they'll watch the dailies, and they'll say like, okay, how much film do we have? Now you might think, okay, so they worked 8 hours filming, now they have to watch 8 hours worth of film. No, the dailies are only probably 10 minutes worth, because a lot of the time is spent setting up and doing all that kind of stuff. And again, we're going to talk about that when we talk about what the day is like on the set or a set. Last looks, the first AD, that's the first assistant director, hollers or calls last looks. So they'll say last looks, and they'll do that right before they're about to shoot. And that means lighting comes and checks, sound checks, hair and makeup comes and checks, wardrobe checks. Everybody comes and checks to make sure that the actor has the right look, because remember, we're going for continuity. So they want to make sure that they look exactly like they're supposed to look, exactly like they did in the scene when they filmed it before, or the scene right before this. If it's the same day, or 5 minutes later, or 10 minutes later, or whatever, they have to make sure it looks the same. Video Village, you have probably seen pictures of this. In the old days, it used to be a booth, and that booth, they would have the sound stage where they would film, and then the booth would have all these cameras, monitors. And so you look around and you can watch from the different angles and you see everything that's filmed. Now it's more portable. So it's just an area off stage, or it's a centrally located area. And what does my note say? It's a bank of screens set up in a central area where the director and producers are able to watch all cameras. So when they're filming, the producer and the directors might stand back in Video Village so they can watch and then go, oh, wait, this camera's not getting what they need to get, or this camera does. Sometimes they go back and they watch it, but sometimes they do it in the moment. The actor is either the actor is always on set. The director is either on set, that's those two blanks, or in the village. And our last note is a storyboard. And a storyboard is a pictorial rendition of the scenes to be filmed. It's made and used by the company to outline the shots. So it'll have 12 boxes. And in those boxes, they will sketch or computer generate or whatever, basically what the scene is. And then underneath it, there's lines where they write what kind of shots they're going to use and any notes that they need. And that is called a storyboard. So, my darlings, these are your film vocabulary notes. So now that you have them, don't you feel smarter? Don't you know more about film than you knew before you started today? And I think that's super exciting. Your next assignment is, and I will post it in the assignment section, is going to be to watch some commercials and make some notes about the kind of films you have. So even if you don't watch TV and you're like, I didn't watch TV, that's okay, because you can Google up commercials. One of my favorite commercials right now that makes me laugh so hard is a Kroger commercial, and they go low, 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 low. Okay, I like that commercial. I think it's funny. So make sure you check out the assignment so that you know what to do. And that is all, my darlings. Have a great weekend. Today and tomorrow's assignment are going to be posted. And so this is our last video. Bye.